have received their blessings from Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Nija Avatara, Supreme Body of Buddhism, is when witnessing through Mahasanghana Bhagavan. We heard from participants from Singapore, and now we have more participants who have joined us to share their part of the blessings. So there is an invite Sri Saurav Annaja to join us and share his blessings. Nityananda Bhaiya, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us this morning.
Nityananda Maharaj.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Can you start with giving an introduction? Please tell us where you are and what you are doing, and then a brief introduction to your journey, how it started with Swamiji.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here. Lots and lots of gratitude to Swamiji, Kal Bhairava, and Devi Parashakti. So my name is Saurav Aneja, and I live in New Jersey in the USA. I spent majority of my life back in India. Right now I'm working for an insurance company here. I studied in the IITs for my education in engineering. And I came to Swamiji after a long, I would say after almost 8 or 9 years of spiritual search is when I found Swamiji, and I've never looked back since that day. I still remember actually watching him. First time I saw him through a YouTube video on unclutching. And I still remember that at that very moment when his face appeared on the screen and I started watching the video, I knew I had found my guru. That magical feeling that I get still gives me goosebumps sometimes. Of course, finding a guru is one thing, and then following his teachings and practicing living enlightenment is a completely different thing. So the struggle continues on that front. I would say before and after coming to Swamiji, some huge changes have come in my life. Before coming to Swamiji, I'm going to speak in the context of the Devi, the formless infinite beings manifesting through human body. So coming to Swamiji and witnessing the first Akashic reading through Kal Bhairava, through Swamiji's body, was the first real experience for me that clearly just opened my eyes. And it was such excitement that, right from then and there, I realized now I have to make myself worthy also to radiate the divine beings. And I have to say that the Akashic readings done through Kal Bhairava and Devi Parashakti are my most favorite. Devi Parashakti's readings I find always to be more motherly, more caring, I would say, and the most reassuring. Kal Bhairava's readings sometimes can be very direct, and they can shake you up, and sometimes you need that intensity to be put on the right path. So definitely it has been such an enjoyable journey to come to Swamiji, the self, the God, and the universe. Yes, so absolutely, just gratitude in terms of thankfulness to Swamiji to be able to experience all the divine qualities right now in the middle of a difficult environment, or most difficult environment for a lot of people. The other thing I would say is the timing coming to Swamiji for me was perfect. I was going through a lot in my life. Just every month, every day, practically every darshan, just the raising of the consciousness, how I have come across and overcome difficulties, overcome fears, overcome self-doubts and delusions. It has been such a wonderful journey, and if I would say that going through this process is like falling in love with the Guru, and there is nothing in the world I would trade this last 3 years for.
It's so beautiful, Parashakti. So now walk us through this this particular reading, when you first heard that Devi Parashakti is going to give Akashic readings and then give blessings directly, what went on in your mind and what did you decide? And just walk us into that whole thing of when you actually had the first blessing from Devi Parashakti herself. How did that feel? How did that go through?
Absolutely. So when it was announced, I was very excited. And when I sat through the first couple of darshans, I had a conflict. So before I could kind of, start attending the darshans on a regular basis, I had to rearrange some things in my life, bit of your life to align yourself back to him. With Devi Parashakti's darshans, my connection with Devi goes back to 2019 when, in one of the Akashic readings done by Balasant, Devi revealed some very important secrets about my life to me. She revealed about my previous life. She revealed about my connection to Swamiji. She also revealed the purpose of my life. So right then and there, the connection with Devi was established. So anytime Devi Parashakti is there for Akashic reading, especially if she's revealing certain cosmic truths, I'm all ears. I'm always listening. I know that these truths are going to transform. Honestly speaking, then when I realized the language is not going to be English, I was a little disappointed. But I think that by the third or fourth satsang, I realized just all I need to do is just sit and try to relax myself and let the words hit my inner space. And whatever knowledge and truth and jnana needs to go inside, just let it go inside. No need to struggle, even if I don't understand the language per se. Coming to get my question answered from Devi, it was a struggle. It took almost 4 days of agonizing moods. I was posting questions wildly through multiple channels and not getting the answer. I was doubting, and I was thinking, what happened? Devi's connection with me, where has it gone, and why is Devi not answering? But then I sat sincerely. My wife, who's also follows Swamiji, she gave me the advice: just sit sincerely and pray and be intense in what you're asking. Maybe you're asking too many things. Maybe you're asking things that you don't yourself feel are the most critical right now. So maybe just sit intently and ask something that you really want Devi to bless. So that's when I kind of sat down and, Swamiji had given me the blessing of SJP Karta back a couple of years ago, prior to work towards making it happen. And I know with Devi's blessings, it is going to happen. So I focused on that. The other part I was wanting Devi's blessings for was a book project that I'm working on. So I'm working on writing a book on conquering fear. Fear is something that affected my entire life before coming to Swamiji. Now, when I look back, I realize like even small, little insignificant decisions that people are able to make so quickly and easily. For me, it used to take days, weeks, months. Even responding to an email used to be such a difficult task simply because I was carrying so many fears in my inner space. So having come out of that because of Swamiji's grace and blessings, I'm writing a book of, chronicling my own experiences with the various techniques that Swamiji has mentioned. So I wanted Devi's blessings for that, and Devi blessed the book project to be perfect as well. So just getting to hear those words from Devi, I would say the changes in the outside world may take some time or may happen immediately. But one thing which is definitely immediate is the change in the inner space of the person receiving the answer. So right away, receiving the answer from Devi just gave me new energy, new intelligence. I would say cleared the blocks that were happening inside my inner space. And just 4 or 5 days, not getting an answer from Devi. Now in the last 3 days, I've received 3 answers to 3 different questions. So, I would say like if you're struggling, just sit, relax, and just make a determination and make sure that you're ready to receive the answer from Devi also, because Devi is going to be very direct. I mean, right now, the way the world is functioning, lots of things are changing. So sometimes what we want immediately is less important than what Devi wants to give. So it is very important to have that clarity and open mind as well, that Devi, you give what you think is the best thing for me right now, for my spiritual growth. So that kind of a surrender mode is absolutely necessary, I think, when I'm asking any question of Devi. But the most beautiful feeling, listening to your name being said out by Devi, by Swamiji, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And I have to say, I have to congratulate and I have to really commend the technology team at the ashram, at the Sangha, that yesterday right after the darshan, I actually received the clips of Swamiji saying my names. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever received. So thank you so much, and so much gratitude.
It's amazing. That's fantastic. Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, what did you do in preparation to be able to receive the Akashic reading from Devi Parashakti? She did mention so many different things that we can do to be able to receive, to be able to be in the right space so that blessing can happen. So many of us have tried multiple times to receive the blessings. So is there anything that you did that you feel that really helped you to be in the right space to receive the Parashakti's blessings?
Yes, one thing, that's a very good question. One thing I would always say is any time, at least when I have to go in front of Swamiji or I have the possibility of getting a question answered from an Akashic reading, really it's basically I feel there is a mixture of like, greed coming up, because you know that you can ask anything, and all that the desires that you carry, or all the things that you are infatuated about, or all the things that you feel are necessary for your life, maybe delusional, but they all come up. Simultaneously, the fears also come up, that what if Devi doesn't answer the question? Or what if Devi says, no, you're wasting your time, move on and do something else? So before the darshan, there is always that sense of anticipation, and that sense of, I would say, even to the level of excitement plus anxiety mixed together. So very different kind of feeling. For me, preparing for a Devi darshan really means unclutching. Really means that to receive Devi, we have to, I always stick to two things. First is try to sit and center myself to receive whatever words, whether they may come or they may not come, but through the darshan, whatever initiation is coming, whatever jnana is coming, I have to clear out my mind, because only when the mind is clear, the space will be there to receive properly whatever initiation is coming. Second thing is always, as I've realized this truth, never go empty-handed. When you are going for an Akashic record reading, or you're facing any of the divine beings, especially Devi, never go empty-handed. Always, 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 no matter how much money or offering that you can do, always find a way to make that happen. I mean, right now it's so convenient. I mean, it's through YouTube chat, practically you can do it. So for every darshan, that's the preparation that I do. I have a 1-year-old child at home who's always a little difficult. So I don't go through an elaborate process, but I basically just rely on being in the space of unclutching, and then making sure that there is some offering that I'm making, either in the form of offering through one of the web portals, or offering the food or fruits that I have in the house. So that really helps me to get aligned to the Akashic reading, or the truths that are going to be revealed. Now, I would say that even though Swamiji is available 24/7, Devi is available 24/7. Even when the darshan is not happening, she's available. But I think just for us, just for a person like me, when I know Devi is going to come live and she's going to give blessings, I have to be in the right frame of mind. I have to be in the right attitude, or the attitude of receiving just to benefit from that. It is, to me, it is almost like there is a tree which is giving out fragrance for free, and you just have to make yourself available. So whatever I can do to make myself available there at that point in that space is my preparation.
Is with the current crisis that is going on in the world, and the pandemic has been quite extreme. And with that, when you listen to Devi Parashakti, again and again, she's offered protection. And of course, she opened up the Pashana Linga, the Jnana Linga in Adi Kailasha as a means for us to protect ourselves as well. And one thing that we have consistently heard Devi Parashakti say is to have no fear. Fear not, have no fear, because things have been quite intense and very uncertain, and so many things are happening around us. What has that meant for you?
Maharaj, for this question, I'll have to go back at the start of the pandemic. I mean, when the pandemic started, I saw how my colleagues, my family members, my people who were living lives comfortably, how shocked they were with the changes that they had to go through, and how worried and tense they were. For me, Swamiji announced the Param Shivoham 2 program, and I jumped on the bandwagon. And I was actually the first person whose question got answered in the Param Shivoham level 2 first batch. So I was so excited while the whole world around me seemed like people were just crumbling under the mental stress. And I was in a completely different space. And my whole family actually was in a completely different space just because of the connection with Swamiji. So throughout the whole pandemic, I mean, the thing that stood out for me was the clarity that I received through the Param Shivoham Level 2 program about the nature of the soul, about the nature of consciousness, that the words that Sri Krishna uses to encourage Arjun about do not fear death. Essentially, for me, they become real experience, because throughout the pandemic, not even once did I fear losing the life. Not that realistically it could not happen there. That was the most beautiful thing. And I've realized the strength that a person develops when you stop fearing death, when you stop fearing negative, when you stop projecting, I'm using Karl Bairova's words now, when you stop projecting negativity on future outcomes and just see them as happenings. And so much of fear is released and relieved out of your system. And I have to say, even before Devi started reassuring, I was already in that space where no fear is able to touch me. And every night I do the death meditation. I go into all my fears. I try to resolve them as much as possible. And I have to say the biggest gift, this is exactly precisely the thing I'm trying to share in my book also, that you have to go beyond fear. There is no other way. Otherwise, I use the word, I say, prison is a place where people outside fear and lock a person up. A house is so going beyond fear, handling fear, having the right cognition about life and the continuity of consciousness, I think is the biggest initiation I've received from Swamiji. And Devi coming out and making herself available about looking at their lives, looking at the collective life, and preparing them for what is about to come. We know that this thing hasn't ended, and we know that within us, which can only be transmitted through initiation from Devi, from Swamiji, from Karl Bhairava. So for me, this whole journey has been excellent. I would say if I have achieved something in this life, it is only this, which obviously I have not achieved. It has been transmitted by Swamiji's initiation. I feel the luckiest person sometimes when I see even a single disturbance. And if somebody asks me, tomorrow if you die, what happens? Simply, I know my consciousness will move on. Gracefully, I will just move on. So this I think is the most important understanding, most important, most powerful truth that I have grasped through initiation, through Swamiji, through Devi. So definitely, I would say go beyond just asking for protection. If I have to talk to people who are getting blessings from Devi. Get the blessings, yes, for a long life. Get the blessings for a long life for your families. But most importantly, get the blessing that you stop fearing the whole delusion of birth and death. Because otherwise, you are solving one problem today, and tomorrow in the next life, you will have the same problem. Why not solve the whole problem itself? Just go beyond the fear of death itself and be free. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer there.
Excellent. Yeah, that's an interesting analogy. And I thank you so much for that. And just before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to share as a closing thought?
Just gratitude, nothing else. There is no words. There is no way to thank the Guru. The Guru can do something for you for which you cannot ever repay. That's all I would say. So just if you are in the space of the Guru, if you have found Swamiji, just do not miss the opportunity. Hold on to every word that he says. Try to imbibe it as much as possible. I mean, we all fail at times. Even sometimes he gives direct instructions and we fail at following them. That's our delusion. That's the river of delusion we are trying to cross. But I would say, as much as possible, hold on to every word and try not to miss. Nityanandam.
It's beautiful, yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining us. Beautifully put that the space that we carry that really matters, and how when we have that seeking, when we have that blessing, and when we are ready and become available for Devi Parashakti, she's there and she's willing and she's available to give us the blessing. So I thank you, yeah. Thank you once again for taking the time to join us and to have shared with us your insights and your experience with us. And here's my request that more and more of you that we will see and more and more of sharing with you.